technically, if she has energy. Again, the limitless part is a bit vague, but there is, yeah. Once she runs out of energy, that barrier shuts down, and that's where Sensei is vulnerable. So yeah, that's how it works for him. Because he doesn't have a halo, so obviously he can't be super strong, super tough on his own. He has to have someone to protect him. That's
Yes, of
Arona.
course.
And then of course you have the students to protect him whenever they're around.
Shoot out a signal flare. I need assistance.
That's quite the cycle. That's quite the cycle. And he's very important, so obviously protection is a must for Sensei. Technically speaking, there is like a few adults in the city. Not counting the civilians. The civilians are animals that are adults. I'm not joking. They're literal animals. Like, how do I say this? You know a dog, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a bipedal dog that's actually like a human, like a sentient, like actual like human intelligence.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the citizens of this city. Otherwise, they're students, aka girls like this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just thinking, how did these girls come by? But
Oh, how were they born?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unknown. However,
Yeah.
outside of Kivotos, there are parents of these people. Some I don't know everyone. I don't know everyone's parents here, but I know some. But otherwise, we don't know a lot of these where they actually came from in the first place. Otherwise, they're here. So yeah, a lot of plot holes that are mysterious. No idea what the fuck they're gonna do, but yeah, let's say it like that.
We won't get into it, but everybody knows where it comes from. But we won't get into it.
Another mysterious part is when they graduate. What the hell are they gonna do once they graduate out of high school? Yeah, people actually have no clue yet. Some people said they will just stay on the city. Some people say they'll go outside the city. I would say most likely gonna be staying inside the city. From the looks of things, from what I can tell. But I'm not about that lore stuff. Oh, what?
The thing is, like, who is the enemy then? That's the thing.
Oh, the enemies. Aside from corruptive AI robots, because this game is pretty high tech if you've noticed.
Yeah.
There's high tech. There's robots, corrupted robots. What else? There is the Gematrias as well. How do I say this? They're neutral evil. I don't know. That's basically how I can call them.
No.
Neutral evil. There's the Gematrias, and then there is other students themselves. Yes, students themselves are also enemies of each other. How do I say this? Remember Gehenna and Trinity? They're demon race and angel race. They hate each other.
Yeah.
Yep, they hate each other. That's fairly normal in the city. They do not like each other at all.
Of course.
So yeah, those are the enemies that I can think of right now. What are the Gematrias? Gematrias are, how do I even explain them? They're former humans, so to speak. I guess, I don't know. They're not exactly human anymore, that's for sure. No, nor do they have halos. They're like kind of monster-like humanoids, I guess. We got a guy named Black Suit. He's literally a black man in a suit with flames.
Nice.
So that's one thing. We also had the Sanctum Guardians as the big boy enemies. What are the Sanctum Guardians? Oh, you know, one of them being a multi-building sized serpent that could shoot a fucking laser beam at opponents. The serpent also causes earthquakes just by moving around.
A big deal if you cause the earthquake like that.
Yeah, those are some of the big boy enemies. I mean, it makes sense why the enemies here are so strong, when the students alone are gigantically superhuman. I mean, imagine if the villain was just your typical mafia boss. Oh, come on now, bro. What the hell is that gonna do? Unless it's another student, that ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, they have to make it interesting somehow, of course.
Yeah. Alright, so at least you now know the general gist of how students work here, how Halos work, and stuff like that. So far, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool idea. The idea of the lore is pretty cool. Very interesting.
Yeah. I haven't said much. I just said basically like the plot, the enemies that you may found yourself into and stuff like that. And yeah, glad you get to like it. Now, is there anyone particularly you want to check out here before we start talking more about stuff?
There was one. Well, Bakamo is one of them, of the Kitsune mask.
Call her Wakamo.
Bakamo. Well, I said completely wrong. And Kayoko, the one on the right, she's pretty cool.
Ah, this one. Now we can talk about in-game stats since we're talking about the lore about these girls. She's a demon as well, as you've noticed.
Yeah, of course.
Now here's the thing. She's actually one of the few students that has a fear factor. Yeah, look at this. Inflicts fear to the enemies. Now, I don't know
Okay.
what fear does in this game. I'm assuming it acts like League of Legends fear. I'm assuming that's how it acts. Because this is not turn-based combat, nor is it 2D fights. It's a 3D fight with guns shooting. Of course.
Yeah, I'd have to see the gameplay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming the fear is kind of like a movement thing, I guess. Yeah.
I guess.
I
Yeah,
guess,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Has to be. And unable to attack, obviously. That's the best thing about fear. They are unable to attack.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Fear them. Alright, let's go to campaign. Let's go to like a normal spot, right? Let's go to like a normal area. I'm not sure. What place can I try to fight? Ah, I guess I could show it to you like this. So this is a bounty. Essentially, you use these tickets, you get materials. That's as simple as that. And depending on the level, like look, level requirement 60. This one is like 50. Yes, 50. I don't know if I can deal with this yet, so just for the sake of testing, I'm just gonna do this. Just so I don't die, you know? You never know. I do an example like, oh, my units are dead. Oh. I don't want that to happen. Come on now. Oh yeah, do you want to know the stats first? I guess you should know about stats first. Details. So as you see, these are the basic stats it shows. Max health, defense, attack, healing. You know what these three do, right? Obviously. Now, what does healing do? Healing is, from what I can understand, the higher the healing, the more effective this healing can be.
Yeah. Which
It's-
is cool because it's not like a stat scaling off of attack. It's just a stat scaling off of its
Oh, its
stat.
own. Yes, it is. Actually, in fact, the supports in this game scales off healing as well. Pretty cool.
Yeah, okay.
Now you have accuracy, evasion, crit damage, stability, normal attack range, crowd control power, crowd control res, cost recovery, street combat power, outdoor combat power, and indoor combat power. So let's go one by one. Accuracy. Now this is basically precision. Surprise, surprise. No need to really say about that. Evasion. Now evasion is the dodge of this game. Yes, there's
Yeah, I
dodge.
mean, back in the day, there was no block. It was just dodge. And then, in
Yeah.
Idle Hero, sorry, before.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So that's basically the same. It's a direct counter.
Yes,
Like evade.
yep, it's a direct counter, obviously. The
Yeah.
lower the accuracy, the shittier it is to fucking hit the guy with high evasion. Trust me, you're not gonna like people with high evasion in this game. Then we have crit. So if you notice, a lot of these are actually not percent. It's actually flat out. It's flat.
Black values, yeah, I've seen this before. I personally do not like it. I like the percentage because I don't know how to calculate 329.
True.
crit.
You actually I have to go to a website called shal.gg. Literally od.gg on League, but it's for this game.
Okay.
But
I have to
anyway,
calculate for you.
Yeah. Crit 329, crit damage 200%. So I don't know if that's something that's default. Let me check another character. Let's go to this girl right here. Go to details. Yeah, it's okay. It's default. Nice. Good to know. That could be increased depending on the character, obviously. Stability. Now, stability, I actually have no clue what stability actually is. But it's very high for this girl. And how about you? 1-4. Okay, so it's fairly neutral then. Okay. Not sure what stability does. Well, I'll keep that in check. Normal attack range. Now, attack range, obviously, every girl has an attack range here. They fucking use guns. They're not melees. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Then we have crowd control power. Now, crowd control power is basically CC. Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
CC offset
Chance.
or chance. Yeah,
Oh,
that as well.
yeah.
Crowd control res. I mean, you know what this means. CC immunity. Come on now. Cost recovery. Now, cost recovery is where things get a bit interesting. Cost recovery is from the X skills. X skills are active skills. Cost 7. Now, here I'm gonna explain to you mana, but they're called mana. Mana can be increased from 1 to 10. The maximum is 10. You start off with 1, obviously.
Yeah.
It slowly increases during playtime of your fight. Let's say when you're in combat, obviously, it will increase. So in this case, this girl right here costs 7. Now 7 is very high cost. She has actually one of the highest costs in the game. In fact, typical you would see 3, 4, or 5. She is 7. Now the maximum amount you can gain is 10. Now you see how big 7 is, right?
Yeah.
It's a massive one. But obviously, depending on the cost, also depends on its overall strength. The active skill of this girl is very basic, but it's extremely huge AoE with fairly high damage for being at high AoE. Deals 31% of attack as damage to enemies in a fan shape area. The scaling is similar to IH, so this should be pretty easy for you to know. 731 attack. Of course, we got attack right here. So yeah, not bad, right? Nothing too shabby. Nothing too insane to work with. Now, here's the other interesting one. Street, combat, outdoor, indoors. You can see it.
I can take it as different type of terrain. That's my gonna guess before you jump in too much.
You're right.
Okay.
So, you see in the left corner. See those? Left corner. Look. You see those icons? Little emoticons?
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Yeah. Now, from what it looks like, what do you think this means?
You see a different terrains, yeah, and the faces indicate how well she does in those set terrains.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. Easy. God damn, no wonder you finish up that quiz. Anyways, yes, you're right. To put it more perspective, there's 3 types of terrain in this game: urban, outdoors, and indoors. Urban is just basically city-like shits, and outdoor, it's outside. What else? Indoors is, well, I mean, that's obvious. So yeah, they're very self-explanatory, and each student has a liking and a dislike. If they like it, they get increased damage and increased block rate. So it's very important for them to want that place, right?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Definitely.
We have a guest girl right here who's happy in both outdoor and urban, but dislikes indoors. Now, it's a pretty big nerf when they actually don't like it, because it's a 15% decrease on block rate and damage. That is huge in the long run.
Yeah, that hurts. You definitely want to be careful. We are heroes.
This one is 20% increase for liking it. Pretty big. Massive.
All right.
And others here that have similar. Actually, wow, a lot of these girls like urban. Come on, guys. Where's the guy who likes outdoors and indoors? Bruh. Let me find one. Okay,
Where's the shotgun?
here's a
Ooh,
girl.
SMG. Yeah, that makes sense. You can tell by the weapons too, I think. The weapon types helps a lot.
Might be the case.
Actually, hold on a second. She's got a handgun. Why does she not like indoors?
Okay, wait. Oh, no. Let me
Oh, shit.
let me explain. So this girl. Okay, there's 2 types of students: special and striker. If you notice, there's the red, the striker, blue, special.
Yep.
Strikers are people that actually engage in combat. Specials are supports that aren't in combat but instead gives support for the 4 people that are strikers.
Okay.
So yeah, there's 2 special, 4 strikers. So there's 6 students in total you can have as a team. The 4 strikers will be the one engaging in combat with their healths and stuff like that. And the specials are just supports. They will not be in combat. They will just support you with their skills. That's about it. So you may be wondering, if special is about that, why do they have stats like max HP, right? It doesn't make sense. Why do they have stats like that if they aren't even in combat? So here's the cool part. the student stats convert these stats as bonus stats for the strikers to have.
Oh,
So the higher their base stats, the better it is for the strikers to have bonus stats. Ain't that pretty cool?
okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Look at her stats right here. She has a whopping 20,000 health, 2,000 attack, and 400 defense. She has a pretty high base stat, making her a relatively good character to have as an extra stat stick. Literally.
No.
Stick. Ah, also, this girl is really good. Like, look at this. Read this.
Wow, by 88%.
Yeah, that's huge. That's almost double that. What else is there? Oh, this one's pretty good as well.
One enemy every 30 seconds. That's pretty cool. Decreases evasion by 20%. That's not bad.
Yes, sir. Then here is we have. Oh yeah, this is basically the Idle Heroes stat buff on your
Yeah,
passive.
the passive stat buff.
Then we have this one. Increases ally. Now cost recovery. Remember what that does?
Yeah.
Yep, it's this. So essentially, he makes the recovery of the mana faster. That's what she does.
Not bad.
She's an S tier hero, so call it good actually.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. Her abilities seem straightforward and pretty good.
Yes, sir. And then we have a beginner tank. Yeah, you get her. You get this girl as a like one of the first students, as a beginner player. Now, actually, look at her evasion. Man,
I take it that's good.
yep. Because look at the evasion of, let's say, an attacker like her.
Oh yeah, wow, okay, that's a big difference. Jesus.
Yep. And actually, funny thing is, this girl gets countered by this girl. Why? Look at her accuracy. It's pretty awful. 99. Now, 99 is awful. Why? Look at this girl's accuracy.
Oh Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. She's definitely spread shots. Yeah, that's what she is, really. She has a machine gun after all. Can't blame her,
I
right?
mean, even her abilities literally shoots in a cone or a fan shaped thing. Her active.
That kind of makes sense. But she's good at PvE at least. Most opponents have terrible evasion rates, so
Yeah.
it works. So yeah, that's all you need to know. Oh yeah, another thing you need to know is, well, you know the classic roles: tanks, dealer, damage dealer. You know what that means. But
Yeah.
how about unique things like explosive light? You see that shit? Attack and whatever that shit is right there. That shield, that sword has explosive. The shield has light. So let's go to combat real quick, for you to know that, which is right here. You go to confirmation, and you go to synergy info. This is where things get interesting. So characters have, so there's 4 types of damage, or technically 5. Normal is neutral damage. No student has that. Only normal enemies, like PvE enemies. They're the only ones who has that. Explosive, piercing, mystic, and sonic. As for armor, we got normal. Again, only enemies has that. No student has it. Light, heavy, special, elastic. And you can see that, and this is what it reads right here. Defense type. Actually, it says it here. Look, that's normal. And then weak is effective. Resist is ineffective. So, for example, mystic. If mystic damage hits a heavy armored opponent, it will resist it.
Yeah. So it's like almost like Pokemon, like elements.
Kind of like that, yeah. Also, the cool thing here, the color of the enemy's HP bar shows their defense type. So yeah,
Oh, okay, that's good.
any color, any color will do for them. Very nice. Also, this is another cool one.
Oh, the skill codes, okay.
And it shows it as well.
In this case, it's okay, cool. That's it. That's straightforward.
Yes, sir. All right, now we can go and enter combat scenarios. Let us begin. Now, honestly, the game isn't that smooth for me because, again, it's a game that's pretty new and emulators cannot handle it for some reason. They cannot handle it properly, at least. So it's not as smooth, but yeah, I'll still be able to get the gameplay part. I mean, hell, if I couldn't play the game, why did I even download this, right?
Yeah.
So let's go. All right, so the combat system again. The guys there, as you can see, are chibis. That's the model that we're gonna be using for the combat. They're adorable. They have big ass heads. That's why I like the chibis. Not gonna lie. They're big brain.
Big brain.
Literally half of their body is literally just their head. Now I can't. Now it would be funny if they made their chibis smaller depending on their height. That would be funny. Sadly, they don't.
Like actual size.
Yeah. All right, let's go. So as you can see, we're in combat. The combat is automatic, similar to any other gacha games, but active skills are manual if you want to. There also is skills, animation skills, obviously. Look at this. It's in 3D.
TV3D one.
Okay, now I gotta be careful not to die, so let me just try to bomb them. Right there. If you've noticed already, these are explosive attackers. It can't be any more obvious.
I love how the girl, the SMG is just running into the main combat.
Alright, let's walk around. This is my favorite skill. Well, you'll see soon. This skill animation is pretty cool too. Boom. There's a lot of artwork there. Jesus. Okay, now it's time for the cool thing. Look at this. This is Hina, remember her?
That's the cone, okay.
Yep, look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that is a skill. And that's why it should cost a lot if you've noticed. There's a reason why it costs 7.
Yeah, okay, I was wondering how long the range was. When they said like in a fan shape, I was like, I was in my mind, like, usually when something like hits in a cone, it's usually pretty close range. But
I messed up my timing. I gave the full health girl the HP. Not great.
So they all share the same cost then.
The same cost? Yeah, they share the same cost.
But the mana, like, yeah,
You have
share
to.
the same mana.
Yeah. You have to manage it.
You know.
Still satisfying for this though. Like, look how long this is, and the satisfying fucking.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Alright, finisher. Boom. Sadly, it does not explode, but yeah, there we go. Everyone. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, she was gonna deal the most damage, anyways.
Cool.
There we go. Yep, there's damage reports. Serena does not deal damage because she's all healing and buffing, so she can't do anything about that. Yeah, there you go. That's a tank. These are damage dealers. Hina did the most because there's a lot of enemies. A lot of enemies. That's Hina's favorite, if you've noticed.
Yeah.
She'll love that. And these are their victory poses. What do you think about that?
I don't like it's funny because the characters look all like intense and stuff, or like really well detailed, and then you just go into combat like it's just cute. Alright, man, I am going to have to cut you off here. It is 6:15 a.m. I need to go to sleep.
Hey man, it's been fun. Glad to
Yeah.
meet you this game. At least you know the basics now.
Fun looking game. I have seen the ads for this game before. I do remember it now. Yeah. It looked fun. Problem is, I don't want to start another game up because I know my habits are bad.
Hey, look
My
at
habits was
Hey.
like play heroes.
Hey man, look at me. Look at my screen. That's all you need to know. I'm the player. At least
Yeah,
you
I'll
get
just-
the experience with me.
Yeah, I'll just watch you play it. That's the extent of how I'm going to play these.
Nice.